Hello.
How's it going?
It's going. How about you?
Going well. Welcome to another edition of Bariatric Banter
Yay. What are
podcast.
we on? 13?
13.
Lucky
Ooh, lucky or
13.
unlucky?
Lucky. It'll be lucky 13. I can't believe we're on 13.
We're on 13 and we are over 800 streams just on Spotify, which
That's
is
amazing.
like
Thank
this
you.
blows my mind, right? Like 100 streams a week is y'all, I don't even know what to say to you
No,
guys.
that's awesome. I love
Yeah, and to
it.
everybody else who listens on Apple and all those like we love
Thank
you
you
too.
too.
Don't get us wrong, we love you too.
Amazing.
Yeah. So we've hit 13 and wow, like when we discussed starting this in January, I didn't think we'd still be here in April
Oh my
filming
gosh,
this,
no.
but here we are.
Or I thought we'd
Um
be here and it would literally just be like
the
us
three
shooting the
people.
shit for a while. And like we said, our
Oh man.
families listening and being like, oh, I liked your episode.
Oh, so good. Do you
Like,
ever see that meme on Instagram where it's like, what are you out here doing this for like one person for? And it's the little sheep who's
oh my God,
like staring at people. That's it. We're here for you guys.
that's us. I love it.
I
No,
gotta
I
find
didn't
that.
think we would have, like I hoped we would have a
Yeah,
few people, but I
me too.
didn't think we would be at this point.
I hoped we'd have like a few friends and family who would like taper off
Mhm.
eventually.
Be like,
Like when
"Hey, guys,
it
I get it."
yeah, like
Yeah.
when I sell pottery at like some local markets and that was the like our first market ever, me and the girls, all friends and family, right? And we were
Yeah.
so overwhelmed by that in the best way. And then we said, our goal is that eventually we sell enough that friends and family don't have to make up our entire and we did, by the way, I should say
Yeah.
we did. But that was I think our goal for this too was like we knew our friends were going to come out and just be our biggest supporters and we love you
Yes.
all. But I think our goal was like eventually it'd be really great if we could reach even one or two people
People
outside
we
of our
don't know.
circle. And we did, and we've gotten to
Yep.
talk to so
So
many
many
of you.
awesome messages. So
Oh my
many awesome
goodness.
messages.
I had so many people give me, like, suggestions for stuff in Nashville, and I didn't see them right away, and then I was like, "Oh my god, so sorry, thank you." And you've just left us, like, super kind comments, you're hyping Steph up on her exercises, you're reaching out because you wanna share your stories, and, we are definitely gonna do a bariatric Q&A. We're
Yes.
gonna do love letters from the fans, so stay tuned. We're going to post it on social, but we actually want all of your stories good, bad, funny, horror,
Or
suggestions,
shenanigans.
tips, tricks. We're going to do a whole edition just dedicated to all of you.
Yeah, because 'cause you'd be shocked how many people are in the same boat. Like, it's been
Yeah.
really cool to see. I think I talked about this in another episode, but just how people kinda come out of the woodwork and people that I know through, family or through friends or
Hmm.
through cultural things that have reached out that I had
Oh,
no
yeah.
idea were contemplating about the surgery or had maybe there's a couple people who I know had said that they'd gone into the program and then got scared and backed out of the program, and now they're
Hmm.
rethinking it. Like, there's so many people that are in the same boat or having the same struggles. And even if it's not bariatric surgery, it's just health journey or weight loss or health goals. There's so
Yeah,
many people that are on this journey with you. And just because maybe they're not openly speaking about it or they're not sharing it on social, so you may not know.
you
But there's
don't.
so many people out there who are in the same boat, struggling with the
Yeah.
same things, looking for the same answers and that connection.
Yeah. And that's, I think, the best part about this podcast.
Yeah.
We're connecting with non bariatric people. And that's that, like, this is an open community for anybody. You don't have to be a bariatric patient or even want to be one. We've met people who are just like, hey, I've lost weight through whatever way. How did you get into running? Can you and I've had a
Mhm.
few people ask like, what shoes do you buy? How did you do this? I've helped a few people just kind of say, well, here's how I got started. We've had people with PCOS reach out who
Yeah.
again, not bariatric at all, but we're curious like what supplements are you guys taking? And did you have this happen with your PCOS? And
Mhm.
Steph's had people want to reach out and talk about infertility after that episode that we did. And I've had people just ask about meal prepping. Like even my brother's like, hey, is this a good recipe? Like I've become that person in the family.
Me
Is this
too.
good? And I was like, well, what am I looking like what do you mean by good? Like, well, look, should I eat this? And I was like, oh, I'm that sister now.
Yeah.
I'm sister, should I eat this? But it's just very funny because like, yeah, we span not just bariatric. And I think that's a goal we didn't know we wanted, but we now absolutely want as our
Yeah.
goal.
Yeah, one of my friends who, um, I would say listens to us probably the most, she's shared about us on social a few times. She's been
Yeah, she's
Yes,
lovely. I
Denise.
know
Hi,
who.
Denise.
Yeah, she's so
Um,
wonderful.
so she's been like a cheerleader for me since for years, since I started
Yeah.
working out with Beachbody and then Body, whatever. Um, she's just always been such an awesome cheerleader,
Mhm.
and she's been one of our biggest cheerleaders for sure throughout this, and she's not a bariatric patient, but she's
Sure.
been on a health and wellness journey for a couple years. She's
Mhm.
one of those people that, like, also wants to help other people succeed, and yeah, she has nothing to do with bariatric surgery, but
No.
she has even said too, like, there's so many things that are relatable when we talk about food tracking and calories and protein and movement and
Yes.
mindset and all that kinda stuff. So, like Hannah said, I think there's been even more connection through this than we thought, which was not our
Absolutely.
goal, which was not even something we really thought about, but it's been so awesome, and
Oh,
it's been
guys.
eye-opening for us too, and I just think the more people we can connect with, the better.
Yeah. And I can't explain how happy you guys make us. Steph and I will be having like the most annoying day at work, and like, oops, hope nobody I work with is listening. But like, we'll just be having a day. You know, we've all had days, and then I'll be like, oh my god, did you see that message we just got? Or ooh, who wants to respond to that? Or holy crap, we just hit 750 streams, and like, we actually like in real time will check that
And there's
and get
something every day.
so excited.
There's something every day.
Every day, and I'm sure there's people who are like, "Why are you celebrating 700 downloads?" Because we
We
love
thought we
that. We
did
love
5.
every one of it. Yeah, and if it stopped here, I wouldn't even care because I'm just so happy with who I've got to talk to and interact with, and, um, I've had people, even people I work with, be like, "Do you mind if I ask you questions?" And I was like, "I talk about this publicly on a podcast once a week. I don't give a shit. Go
No.
ahead."
And I think
Great.
selfishly, it's also helped it's good for us. Like,
Mhm.
I remember saying to somebody, even if nobody listens even if nobody listens, it's still like, it's therapeutic, it's cathartic for us to just get
Talk
this
about it.
stuff off our chest and to
Yeah.
talk about it and to share things. Like, I remember in the first I think it was our first 2 part like, our first episode, which was 2 parts, I think.
Yes.
I remember people that I've known for years reaching out and being like, "Oh my god, I just listened to your podcast. I had no idea
Yeah.
this is how you felt while we were growing up, or I had no idea you were experiencing this." So, even selfishly, if we didn't have any listeners, it's been an awesome experience for us to get stuff off our chest,
Yeah.
shoot the shit, put things
And
out there, get
connect.
vulnerable.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It's an excuse that Steph and I get to talk once a week because work and life can be very busy. And when we actually make the time to do this, we pause, we stop, we breathe a little, we get to just like, yeah. And I'm not going to announce it who, but I'm excited to say that we do have a guest coming on the podcast.
Ooh,
And like when I say we fangirled over this person, like we fangirled hard. She's probably laughing at all the voice notes that we sent her, but like
awesome.
she's just been pretty inspirational and we really, really enjoy her journey as well. So we're just working out the details and then we'll let you guys know when she's
Yes.
on so that you can send us questions you might want to ask or have us ask her. But that's our goal is we want to get a dietitian to come on. We'd love to get a doctor to come on. We'd love to get other influencers to come on. We want to make sure that the info we bring you is not in an echo chamber. It's not just Hannah and Steph's opinion, because we want to also challenge some things that we've seen in the surgery process. And I have a lot of questions for dietitians about some stuff that I'm just like, tell me about it. Let's do a big debate on calorie counting. You know how I feel about needing to do it. But why don't we get an actual dietitian on and beat that up? Because a lot of people, it's a hot button issue. We've had a lot of people disagree with us on that. So as we get further into this, we've been reaching out to more and more people. So we're going to try our best to bring on some great guests and get them on here. But we have no shortage of topics, y'all. So we're going to talk about running and exercise and dating and relationships and raising children while going through this and the good, the bad, the ugly. But this week we wanted to do something fun. We just felt in a really fun mood. We've talked about some heavy stuff that is important. But Steph and I kind of were like, what's something that just excites us that we could talk about that's a little bit more fun?
A little
Because
light
this
today.
is an exciting life journey, right?
Yeah. Something a
Yeah.
little bit light. We're gonna talk about
Yeah.
food.
Food.
Food,
We're going to talk about
the
food. I'm so
basis of
excited.
this
So
whole
excited.
journey.
Yep.
Food.
We're going to talk about food, glorious food. We're going to talk about our pantry staples, the things that we love. We're going to touch on some of like our favorite recipes, some things that we just don't do it. Like we can't do it. Not that you shouldn't do it, but we're going to talk about mainly the good, but yeah, the good, the bad, the ugly when it comes to how we
Reintroducing how do you
make
reintroduce new
food.
foods? How do you try new things?
Yeah. What are
Um,
we dying to have again? What do we
ugh,
love? What did we find a waste of money? And then just like some of our go to recipes and stuff, because people continuously ask us about
right,
this.
right?
Yeah.
So, okay, Hannah,
Yeah.
what are the top 5 she's like, "Already, I don't wanna answer this."
Come on.
What are the top 5 things that you always have in your shopping cart when you go grocery shopping?
Oh, god damn it, Steph. Okay. All right. Okay. All right.
I know mine, but what are
Okay.
your top 5?
Okay, so my top 5 that I always get every time I
Yeah,
go grocery shopping because I literally can't get enough of it and fly through it. There will always be Greek yogurt in my shopping cart.
okay,
And finally in Canada, can I say, we're getting the Oikos no sugar high protein. Now it's
oh,
not
there's 3 in my fridge right
American.
now.
Yeah, it's not American level high protein, which is like 25 grams, but it's 19 and I will take it.
Yep,
So I'm
take
always
it.
buying the Oikos specifically high protein Greek yogurt.
Right.
I get one plain and one flavored because trust me, people are going to be like, just eat the plain Greek yogurt.
No, it's gross.
Okay.
Tastes like
It's
crap.
gross.
Tastes
I
like
use the
crap.
plain we'll get into what I use it for later. Let's not get yeah. So there's always
Okay.
Greek yogurt, the high protein, one flavor, one plain.
Yep,
There's always cottage cheese.
yeah.
Like multiple cottage cheeses. So
Mhm.
I will get at least 2 containers of cottage cheese
Okay.
and then I get the smooth cottage cheese, the lemon one.
Okay.
Cuz
I
it's
know
like
what
a
you mean.
cheesecake. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, I know I say I hate when people say it's cheesecake and it's not cheesecake. It's not cheesecake. It's
Uh,
like a cheesecake. It's not cheesecake.
but it's not
So there's always
okay.
cottage cheese.
Fair.
Um, there's always a probably a protein bar. It was Built Bar for a time. I was always when I would do groceries buying a Built Bar. We can't get them in Canada anymore, and this is crushing my soul. But I would consistently have Built Bars in my cart because that is my I love them. So that's always there.
Okay.
Eggs,
Okay.
absolutely always getting a pack of eggs
Yep.
because I eat them as a snack. I eat them for breakfast. Eggs and egg whites are always in my cart. There will always be a carton of egg whites and a carton of eggs because I use it in everything.
Yep.
And then the very last thing, it's usually always chicken. There's always going to be a pack of chicken and ground chicken
Mhm.
because I consistently make most of my meals with that and I'm flying through it. So, cottage cheese, Greek yogurt, protein bars,
Yeah.
chicken, and the last thing that I said that I now can't remember what
Eggs.
it egg whites and eggs. Those off the top of my head, Steph, those I think are the 5 things that every single time I grocery shop, and
Mhm.
I grocery shop every 2 weeks because I'm a single person, they're always, always in my cart. I'm flying
Okay.
through those things.
I think those are
What is in your cart?
staples. We're gonna have some overlap.
Okay.
So I would say chicken for sure. Whether
Okay.
it's lately I've been on like a deli meat chicken kick.
Ooh, yeah.
So it's either
Oh,
rotisserie chicken or chicken breast or ground chicken or deli meat chicken.
okay, we gotta come back to that because rotisserie chicken
Yeah.
is like a godsend. It's such a good staple. I love
Yep.
that.
Yeah. So
Love that.
chicken in
Okay.
some form, for one.
Mhm.
Eggs for sure, because my kids are eggs. I love eggs. Hard boiled
Yep.
eggs are my thing. Um, chicken, eggs, either Baby Bell or cheese string.
Ooh,
One or the
that's
other.
good.
I am living on Baby Bells like nobody's business right now. I could eat Baby Bells all day long.
So good.
Um, I just wish they were cheaper. Whole 'nother
I do
topic,
too.
right?
Have you seen the Baby Bells that are the roll-ups
No.
now? Yeah, those
No?
are pretty cool too. Now, not worth the money because it's actually volume-wise way less,
Oh,
but
mhm.
I kinda like unrolling it and eating it. It's kind of fun,
Yeah.
but it's like for a toddler.
Okay. Now sometimes I have a toddler brain. Uh, chicken, eggs, Baby Bell or cheese string,
Mhm.
berries, some
Oh.
form of berries.
Yep.
Usually in our house, it's blueberries or raspberries or strawberries, but
I
some
have
form
all
of
3.
berry. And then, right? And then I probably have to go with cottage cheese.
Yeah. I fly through cottage cheese.
Or you know what? I'm gonna take out the cottage cheese because I do go in spurts. I
Okay.
I go in spurts. I'm gonna go with yogurt, Greek
Yeah,
yogurt, and I have
Greek yogurt.
3 of the Oikos high protein in my fridge right now.
Oh, yeah.
It'll either be the Oikos high protein, or if those are out for whatever reason, then it's usually oh my gosh, it's another I can't remember off the top of my head, but another it's a 10 gram. So it's not as much,
Okay.
but it's a 10-gram protein. Um, but yeah,
Yeah.
definitely yogurt, same thing.
Oh, yeah.
Plain, there will be a plain
Yep.
that we'll talk about what we use that for.
Sure.
There'll be a plain and then there'll be a flavored, um, high protein, low sugar, no sugar Greek yogurt.
Yeah, I mean, no sugar's my preference, but if I can't get no sugar, like, low sugar's fine. So, like, I get the Siggies, the, like,
Yes.
Icelandic skyr ice,
Yeah.
whatever it is. I get that if I couldn't get Oikos. Now, it's in no way like, they don't, pitch it as low sugar, but it's, like, 18, 19 grams of protein, but I can't eat the serving size anyway, which I believe is, like, 3/4 of a cup or more.
75 gram or
I
70.
can't.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I do, like, quarter cup, maybe half a cup if I'm, like, really craving it for a serving. So I'm never gonna have the
No,
full sugar
no,
amount anyway,
it's
and
120.
having it's not much. I think it's, like, 14 grams of sugar for the full serving. So, like, if you're not able to eat the full serving, which, like, most of us wouldn't be, you'll come in under your 10 grams of
No.
sugar rule.
And one thing to be just because 'cause I'm thinking of this now, we were talking about servings for the yogurt, if I buy the 10%, it starts with an Y is it Yolp? It's not anyway, if it's the 10% one, it's not a Greek yogurt, so it's
Oh.
thinner,
Oh, I
and
know what you're talking about.
it's
Blue Label.
blue and
I think
red,
it's Yoplait.
maybe, maybe.
Yeah. I
And I
know
remember
yeah,
I
I
bought
know.
that one because the Oikos was out. It's not a Greek yogurt, it's a thin yogurt. So, you have to be careful because with that one, I can eat a full serving because it's
Mhm.
lighter, it's thinner. Now, the sugar on that one is still fine.
Yes.
But yes, if it's
Be
the
careful.
Oikos or the Ziggy's or a Greek yogurt, I can't have I
No.
can't
The
hit the full
thickness.
because it's 3/4 cup, it's 175 grams for a full serving, and
Okay.
I cannot, no, because of the thick, heavy, but
Yeah,
if it's the
exactly.
Yoplait one, I can do a full serving because it's lighter and thinner. So you gotta keep that in
Okay.
mind when you're looking at if you're out
That's
there looking at
smart.
the sugar content, the fat content, the serving size. Some you will be able to hit and some you won't.
Okay.
Mhm.
So then here's a question. What don't you buy anymore that used to be a staple in your cart?
A lot of processed food, a
Okay.
lot of processed food.
Okay.
We used to always have, like, frozen pizza. See, this is where it gets interesting because I have 3 people in my house who are eating what we'll
Mm.
call everyday I don't say normal food, but non-bariatric specific,
Non-bariatric. Yeah,
right?
let's call it NB food.
Yeah,
Eating some NB
but
food.
they've cleaned up their food,
Mhm.
but we used to buy a lot of chips. We don't have chips we have tortilla chips in the house still because they love nachos every so often,
Okay.
um but we don't have bags of chips in the house anymore. We used
Okay.
to always have frozen pizzas stocked in the freezer. We don't have those anymore. Um, a lot of just like that, the processed
Mhm.
stuff. A lot of our shopping now is, like they say, shop the outside of the grocery store. There's a
Yeah.
lot of like produce,
Yep.
protein heavy, cheeses. Um, the yogurts have changed. Like
Yep.
we still buy certain yogurts for one of my daughters because she needs the high fat stuff.
Sure.
But just being more cautious about what we're
Exactly.
buying. We don't buy as many salad dressings and dips anymore. Um, we buy our breads from the local bakery here in town. We have like a Mennonite
That's
bakery. We buy our breads
nice.
there. Yeah, we make homemade pizza. Our takeout. Not that we have takeout here because I live in a super small town, but we used to
Yeah.
get pizza fi once a week.
Yep. Yep.
I cannot tell you the last time we got takeout pizza. Like, we haven't had
Yeah.
takeout pizza since I had surgery. So at least 5 months.
Wow.
We've made it from scratch, from
Good
home
for
with
you.
yeah, so just changing up, the quality of what we're buying, being more cautious about the ingredients in
I
what we're
like
buying,
this.
and swapping stuff out.
See, like, nothing is off the table, you've just
Yeah.
made alternative choices.
Yeah, like, they still have nachos
Yep.
every so often. We still have
So do
pizza.
I.
Right? Like, they still have pasta,
Yep.
all of that kind of stuff, but we also have incorporated more vegetables, more salads, more fruits.
Nice.
Um, yeah. So they just swap outs, right? Like you said, nothing's off the table. There's nothing that they can't have or we can't have. It's just choices that we're making.
Choices.
Right.
Yeah, I would say pretty similar here.
Yeah.
Um, Yogurt was a big one. I didn't realize how much sugar is in
Mm.
traditional yogurt, and I was like,
Insane.
hit.
Yeah.
Yeah, so for me, the biggest thing would be I look at things now. I'm very cautious of how much sugar is in things. Like, I won't take anything that has high, I do 10 grams of sugar or less per like
For
meal
sure. Yeah.
serving that I'm doing. And I minus fruit. Fruit, I do not like, I don't overindulge in fruit, but I do not count fruit towards that because then you'd never be able to have a fruit again.
Do you
So
count fruit towards your calories and your
I
macros?
I do. Um, I do. I've talked to my dietitian about that, and she thinks it's okay because as a runner, I will be having a lot of bananas. So
Right.
I do kind of look at it that way because
That makes sense.
I need to track the carbs and I actually need to track the sugar in that to make sure I'm fueling enough before I go. So it's
Bananas
less
are
of a
high.
negative. Yeah, it's less of a negative and more of a are you hitting the carbs that and the
Right.
sugar that I need you to before a run or you're going to just crash out.
Makes sense.
Um, but fruit, yeah, fruit sugars are naturally occurring sugars. Like, obviously, don't go ham and eat like 8 pounds blueberries and call it a day. But no, I don't count that towards my sugar. So
Nobody
I will look at things and be like really meticulous. I don't buy granola anymore. I used to like need to have like that Harvest Crunch granola cereal, and I'd eat a whole bowl of that. Like,
yeah.
so I don't do that anymore because I didn't realize how high in sugar it was.
Everything.
I'm gonna try to make my own, but, yeah, I'd say the only things that, like, don't come into my cart now are what we consider junk food.
Yeah.
So I don't buy ice cream, I don't buy ice cream bars, I don't buy what I do get now is the super mini Greek yogurt 90-calorie bars because in the summer, especially after a run or something, like, I
Yeah.
like to
They'll cool
have
down.
something cold,
Yeah.
but I won't keep anything else in there anymore. I won't buy chips, I won't buy, like crackers, they're a
Oh,
big
we don't
slider
have
food for
crackers
me.
in our house. It's
So
so
I will
gross.
keep sorry, Bo's just chewing a sock back
Crackers
here.
are
I will keep crackers.
crackers are hard.
Yes.
My family is a cracker family, and that's a
Yeah.
hard one for me. Opening the pantry and having, like,
Hard.
4 box of different kind of Cheez-Its in the
Yes.
pantry and closing the that's a
It's
hard
tough.
one.
So I will buy this is gonna be funny. I'll buy Triscuits now. I
'Kay.
never really liked Triscuits before because they were like they're not like a snacky cracker, like a Crisper or a
They're
Goldfish
like
or
a fiber.
yeah, and you're
Yeah.
kinda like so
Yeah.
I'll keep those because I do like to have my tuna salad, my chicken salad with
Mhm.
crackers. Like I don't really wanna use bread for that.
Yeah.
Um, so I will buy those, but I won't buy Crispers, Goldfish, like things that I know Imma eat the whole fucking thing.
Right?
So that's I think the only thing that I guess would
Yeah.
restrict myself from getting would be chips, pretzels, things like that. Now I do have an air popper and I do make air popped popcorn every now and then when I'm craving it. So I've just made alternatives. There's
Yeah.
no I would say there's not a lot of frozen food that's not my own
Yeah.
homemade recipes as well. So there's none of these like lean cuisines or pizzas or pizza pops or anything like that that gets stuck in the house anymore. There's no pop. There's no juice that isn't like sugar-free lemonade because again in the summer, love me a sugar-free lemonade. So I've
Mhm.
just made like
Yeah. It's
alternative
just fluff,
choices.
right?
A big one, this is controversial.
Uh-oh.
A big one that I don't keep is those, you must have seen them, the midday squares that are
Okay,
everywhere.
so I've seen them everywhere. I was at Sobeys, whatever, on Thursday, and
Yeah.
I saw them, and I was like, "Oh, I've
Yeah.
seen these everywhere. I've never actually looked at them." And I
Super
picked
good.
them up, and I looked at the macros and went, "No, thank you," and I
Yeah.
put it right back.
So I didn't look at the macros. So when I had first had bariatric surgery, I went to Pilates
Mhm.
and it was right next to Goodness Me, which is like a
Yeah.
health food store. And this is where I got a little in the weeds that I assumed because it was a health food store, marketed
Mhm.
as a health
Okay.
food store, that almost everything I was buying in there was probably very good for me. So they had these midday squares and this is before I like could get my hands on a filthy amount of Built Bars.
Yeah.
And I was in a pinch one day and I bought one and it was the cookie dough one. And I was like, this is the best thing I've ever had. This is like legitimate cookie dough. I love this. And the sugar's really low. And then as I've been further out from bariatric surgery, I've been looking at the macros on those. And I'm like, there is no way in hell I can justify this itty bitty square having such low protein and such high calories and fat.
180 calories for 1 square,
Some
and
of
I
them are
picked it up.
200
Yeah.
plus.
The one I picked up was 175 or 180. And I remember same thing. I was like, for this little square, that is my entire meal in macros.
Yes.
So,
And it's not that it's, like, terrible, it's way better than getting a chocolate
oh my
bar,
gosh, yeah.
way better, but I think that's my problem is, well, why are you buying a chocolate bar right now? Like, in the nicest non-judgmental way towards myself,
Right.
Why do you need
You
a
really need this?
chocolate bar? This is not healthy. And that's where I would get stuck is like, well, it's healthy, so it's fine to eat it when I want to eat it.
Right.
No, this is considered a chocolate bar. So, have you had one already this week? Like, are you now on your fifth chocolate bar this week? And I had to pump the brakes and go, oh God. And it's not that you can't eat things, and we're not saying 180 calories is like breaking the bank, but you only got 6 grams of protein. I get more in a hard boiled egg
Yeah,
than I
it's not
would in
worth
this 180 calorie
not worth the calories.
chocolate bar.
It's not worth the calories. No,
Yeah.
and especially,
So,
like, depending on what your macros are, where you are in the journey, what you're looking at. Like I said, for me, that's a whole meal, and
yeah.
my protein is gonna be off then, big time, because it's not enough protein for those 170, 80, whatever calories it is. I'm sure it's
Mhm.
delicious, and I've heard
It's
really good
great.
things about them,
Yep.
but I it's for me, it's not worth it's not worth calories.
They're super good. And again, just kind of treat it as but it's a chocolate bar. So just ask yourself like, okay, I'm buying a chocolate bar today. There's nothing wrong with that, especially like with Easter coming up or the holidays. Like it might be nice for you to have something that is your indulgent treat. But what got me into trouble was thinking that for some reason this was so healthy I could be eating it. Like I would buy like 6 or 7 at a time
Yeah.
and like almost every day be having one of these. And I was like, this is not high
Take a step back.
protein. Like it's not high protein.
No.
A built bar tastes just as good and is high protein. I could make energy balls that like I made these coconut peanut butter chocolate chip energy
Mhm.
balls that had
Yeah,
way more protein.
yeah,
So that's just one thing that I just don't keep in the house anymore.
yeah. No, that's fair, and that I think is the hard thing, right? When it's not in the house, it's easy to forget about it, to not miss it, but when it's in the house, that's the hard part for me, and I have to say, like, Devin and the girls have definitely cleaned up a lot of their eating, um,
Nice.
because well, and part of it is because either I'll make the grocery list
Yeah.
or I'll get the groceries, so
Mhm.
we pull a lot
Mhm.
of that stuff out. But Devin's done a really good job too in like cleaning up a lot of his food. And then
Mhm.
part of this whole thing, which we'll talk about in another episode, but about communicating this with the kids and the lifestyle changes and all that kind of stuff. So we have made changes, but at the end of the day, they're still kids. There's still lunch things that they want. There's still things
Sure.
Devin wants. And I don't expect them to 100% change their eating because of a choice I made.
Yep.
So that's the hard part is when that stuff, the Cheez-Its are in the house, the goldfish are in the house.
Oof.
The box of Girl Guide cookies that they just bought are sitting
Oh
in the
boy.
house, right? Like those things, or the pizza buns that they bought, or like
Oh,
that,
Costco cheese buns.
right?
Oh,
That's
I
the thing.
love them.
Devin just bought yesterday. We stopped at one of the Mennonite bakeries on the way into Kitchener, and there was like a braided loaf of homemade cheese bread that has all this melted cheese on, like, right? And I bought muffins for the girls.
Oh
So
man.
that's the hard part for me, is when the
Yep.
stuff is in the house,
Yep.
staring you in the face to still say, "Nope, not worth it,
Can't do it.
not worth
Yep.
it, not worth it, not,"
And
and
that's
that's
the
when
thing.
tracking
It's
helps because I have to pull up my app and remind myself,
yeah.
"This is all you have, not worth it."
Yeah. And it's not that you can't have it. You can
No.
always indulge and have these things. It's just remember how you got to this point, right?
Is
Like
it worth it
we
is my thing.
can't
Yeah,
pretend that we were morbidly obese simply
by
from
accident.
genetics. Yeah. It's not going to serve you well to think that like, well, I'm just morbidly obese because I have this medical condition. Yeah, you're carrying extra weight and you're
Yeah.
tired and it's we said this a million times, but that's not why you're morbidly
No, and for
obese,
me, it's
okay? So,
it's the how you feel after, right? Like, if you wanna have that indulgence and you're good with it, it fits into your day, you've worked it out, it's your one thing a week, rock it, go for it.
love
And if
it.
you can do that and still feel good,
Mhm.
amazing. But if you know that you're gonna do that and then either it's gonna throw you off for the day, it's not gonna fit your macros, or you're gonna feel like shit after,
Don't do it.
don't do it. And
It's
that's
not worth
that's what I
it.
step back and I say, number 1, is it worth it? Number 2, can I fit in my day? And number 3, I'm gonna eat this and I know already I'm gonna be mad
Gonna
at
be
myself
pissed.
after. So
Yeah.
it's not,
Is it that I'm what is that rule? Are you really
are you hungry? Are you
hungry?
bored?
Or are you bored? Or are you dehydrated? Or are you just craving? Because keep in mind, the first year is like a little bit of a gift Your food noise comes back probably around month 7, 8, 9, and then really fucking kicks in. I have it. There's definitely days where my body's like, "You could totally fucking eat this whole thing." And I'm like, "Shut the fuck up. I'm not gonna be doing that. Thank you very much." But, like, just remember, if you don't set yourself up for success and make those hard decisions to really kind of be very structured, then when all of that comes back and you don't have a restriction and you're facing a pack of Costco cheese buns, you're going to slip into bad habits. Now, my parents buy the Costco cheese buns, God bless them, because they're the best thing ever.
Oh,
And it's great because my mom will go, "Would you like to split one? And we're gonna have soup for dinner." And I said, "Thank you. That's awesome. Thank you. Yep. And
yeah,
we'll split one." Because she goes, "I know you probably can't have a whole one." And I was like, "Probably would blow me up. Like
absolutely.
physically, I don't have the space for it." But yeah, there's definitely times where I have half a cheese bun
Great.
and I'm okay with it
Yeah,
because I've made good choices throughout the
and
day and
you
it
know your
fits.
limit. You know
But
your limit.
am I gonna go to Costco and buy my own pack of
No,
cheese buns? The fuck I will not, because I know that come 9 p.m., I'm gonna go, "You know what? Why don't you just go get a cheese bun? That'd be
just have one.
so good right now." Yeah, and the next thing you know, I'll have eaten all 6 of those cheese buns in a
Yeah,
week, versus I had a cheese bun last month when I was home to see my parents. Feel totally fine about that. So,
yeah.
there's a reason we had the surgery, and a lot of people might not want to admit it, but it comes 100% down to our eating. 100%. Because if it didn't, they wouldn't be putting you through surgery, they'd be medically fixing whatever made you obese, right? So, I know that's tough love to hear. There's a great Instagrammer who's come out with this new thing called um, kind, not nice, where instead of just like fluffing people up with niceties and he's kind in the fact that he will tell you, "I know you don't want to go to the gym, but you probably do need to move today." Versus, "Oh,
You're
everybody needs
fine.
rest. Go, it's okay. You go rest." So I know nobody kind of wants to hear what I'm saying, but it's your eating habits that got you to be morbidly obese. Sorry, not sorry. I've been morbidly obese. I 100% know it's my eating habits that got me where I am, and you're going to battle those demons for your whole life. Um, so just set yourself up for good decisions. Like, don't keep stuff in the house that's going to be binge eaty, that's going to tempt you and test you. Like, it's
Don't
easier
even
to
put
be
yourself in that situation. Just a
easier to be good in the grocery store than to be good at home in the privacy of
yeah.
your own home and no one's looking.
Yeah,
So it might not seem fun, but that's why in the grocery store I make the decisions I make, because I know when I'm home and I'm tired and I'm hungry and I've had a bad day at work,
that's what I can do.
I would eat it.
Yeah. You made a good point too when you were like a comment you said about the bread and you know it's going to blow you up. I think that's an interesting thing too is paying attention as you're on this to how your body reacts to food because
Ah,
that'll also help you make the decisions of is this worth it? Yeah, it's going to
yeah.
taste good, but I know that XYZ makes me feel crappy after. Like I know I haven't had since surgery, I have not had a piece of bread. I have not had a full piece of bread. I've had
Same.
the mission carb tortillas. I've had a bite. I've literally a bite of bread,
Yep.
but I have not even had half a piece of bread. I have not really had bread. I'm not gonna. I've had a bite, but I'm not gonna call
Okay.
that bread because I already even know that just like the mission carb tortillas alone fill me up so much. If I
Oh,
have because I've tried it, I've taken, like, the chicken deli meat, and I've made little roll-ups, right? So I take the chicken
yep.
deli meat, I take a piece of cheese string or pickle, some mustard, roll it up and eat it. And I can eat that and feel great, no problem. I get my 50 grams of deli meat, I get my whatever in. Then I will take half of the smaller Mission Carb tortillas,
Yeah.
cut it in half, and I'll put that same 50 grams of deli meat in, fold it in half, and make myself like a little mini sandwich.
Yep.
I get so ridiculously full
Yeah.
from that little mini sandwich.
Yep.
But if I eat that amount of meat in a roll up, I'm totally fine.
Yep.
And I made like little fajitas with those. So they're delicious. But I know bread of that form fills me up. So I can only
Yes.
imagine that we'll call it real bread would just like
I find
destroy.
sourdough easier.
Yes, that when I have bread, that's what I can do. And I'll be honest, probably in the last 2 weeks, I've all of a sudden started craving bread. I
Yep.
didn't miss it before, I didn't care, I was totally cool, but I'd say in the last probably week or 2, in the mornings, I've really been craving bread.
It's probably because your body needs carbs for like higher workout
Yeah.
fuel. So there's nothing wrong with carbs either, by the way.
No,
You
gosh,
should
no.
not be on a keto diet after
No.
surgery.
No,
We'll
no,
do an
no,
episode on that.
no.
Keto dieting is not what you should do after bariatric surgery. It's far too high in fat and too restrictive that like
Yeah.
you will not be set up for success. However, carbs just really hit us differently because we don't have the room.
Mhm.
So
They
they're
fill
not
you
going to make you like
quick.
vomit profusely, but like you're going to have something with a bun or in bread, and you
So
won't be able
smart.
to eat nearly as much as if you chose something else. So,
Yeah.
do I eat bread? I have crumpets because I
Mhm.
need carbs in the morning because I usually run in the morning. So I'll have scrambled eggs and then a crumpet because the crumpet's only 90 calories. An English muffin is like 140 calories, and I can't eat the whole thing anyway. So a crumpet's like a
Yeah.
it's good. So I'll have that because it's kind of full of holes and airy, but I can't do pasta, and rice is very hard on my stomach,
Mhm. I
and I
had
don't
rice
miss it.
once. No, I had rice once, it filled me up way too much. Don't miss it either. Haven't had I had 1 bite. I made pasta for the family the other night, and I had, like, a tiny little bite of it,
Yeah.
um, and it was okay, but I could tell right away, same thing, I would be so full if I ate this. I have a box of protein pasta that I bought months ago to have on hand. Haven't cracked it yet. Don't
No.
miss it, right? Again, like I
Don't
said,
miss
don't miss
pasta
it.
at all.
But
Like
it's true. I think it's because, like, I've been doing the morning workouts at 5
mhm.
AM, which I wasn't doing
Mhm.
before. That's new. I've been doing the 2 workouts a day. So, I know now, like, I used to not wake up hungry, but now I wake up a little bit hungry. By the time I'm done my workout, like, starving. By
Yeah.
6 AM, starving. So I've debated going down to the bakery in town and getting a sourdough and just having, like, a little even just a little piece, but, like, I have been craving a tomato sandwich
I
for, like,
love
the
tomato
last 2
sandwiches.
weeks every single day. So
Yeah.
just yesterday, I was like, "Okay, you know what? I think, like, it's a sign. Like, I have to listen to my body. It wants it
It
just
wants
wants a
it.
little bread."
Yeah. I
Yeah.
need the Mission Carb people to make me bread. That
That
would
would be
be
nice.
awesome. I have tried the, like, power bread that you can get at Costco, and it's just I don't want that
I
either,
haven't
it's too
heard good things
dense.
about it.
But there's nothing wrong with bread. Like, I have sandwiches. There's a great place in Kitchener called Ebby Street Bodega, and they are, like, my favorite sandwich shop, but I like, their sandwiches are huge, so I'll take half of my sandwich and then cut that in half,
Yeah,
and I'll literally eat it for lunch, dinner, like,
yeah,
over 2 days, but worth it. But yeah, it's just little things that, like, your body just is like, "No, I don't like it." And I'm not depriving myself. I do not crave pasta at all. Like, people are like, "Oh my god, pasta is life." And I was like, "There's something really weird that happens," because after like, I was massively into
yeah.
pasta,
Oh,
like,
we ate pasta
multiple
all the
times
time.
a week,
Yep,
pasta.
us too.
Do not miss it, do not crave
No.
it, do not and that's so weird for me because I've craved almost everything else, and I've yet over the last 2 years to have any type of pasta craving
Yep.
at all,
Yeah, and
which,
like I said,
like,
I have my
thank
1 bite,
God.
and I'm like, nope. It's
Nope,
good, but I know from that 1 bite it's not gonna go well, and,
nope,
like, that's a thing too is things your body reacts to things differently.
very differently.
Um, like the salmon. I've never been a big
Oh,
fish
that's so
person.
weird to
I
me
know, right?
because I
I've never
loved it.
I've never been a big fish person. Um but I did ha I've had salmon before, it's always sat fine, I was never a huge fan. Sushi, cool, no problem.
Yep, yep.
Cooked salmon, I've had it before, not a huge fan of it, but
Okay.
it was fine, I never reacted to it, whatever.
Sure.
Then I had that salmon the other week like a week ago,
Yep.
and now the taste was okay, I again, didn't love it,
Yeah,
it was fine,
it was okay.
but 2 bites in, my stomach right away, like, I could feel it turning,
Just like,
it
I'm not
just
having
right
it.
away, it was like, "No, do not
No,
do."
bro.
And I was so mad because the macros were phenomenal. It would have been such a great protein addition to my day, but I went for that 3rd bite and I said to them, "I can't, I'm gonna be sick, I can't. I cannot eat this, I can't do it." And I nope, nope.
Yep. I,
Right, same thing, rice does not sit well with me anymore
no,
either.
and there's just things that won't, and that's totally cool. You'll discover that on your own. There is no way we can prepare you for it because what
It's
works for
different
one
for
doesn't work for
everybody.
others. I
Yeah.
can't do ice cream, makes me violently ill. Have I tried 3 times? Absolutely. Still not learning my lesson on that one, but I can't do it. I can't do pizza. I've tried
I
I've
haven't tried
tried
pizza yet.
thin wood-fired pizza, and it was absolutely horrible on my stomach. I have not I tried a microwaved one because I on
Yeah.
my trip to Nashville, we hit the worst tornadoes ever, the worst storms, so we didn't get to our hotel till midnight. There was nothing open, and all they had was DiGiorno microwave pizza, and I
Yes.
was like, "If I don't eat something, I'm going to die."
Yeah.
So I was like, "I'll take it." Did not, in fact, sit well, had a bite of it and was like, "Alright, I guess I'll just die." Like, I just
Oh, man.
couldn't do it, so I can't do pizza. Um, this literally all this hotel had, it was just hilarious.
I haven't tried pizza
So
yet.
can't do that.
I'm scared.
And rice just kinda, I
It's
just don't
heavy.
bother anymore with
It's
rice.
so heavy in my stomach. I just
So
feel very,
heavy.
like, ugh.
Yep.
Yeah.
I was in Nashville for work and, we were leaving and we were gonna eat at the airport, and I was like, "It's fine. I've been actually really good for Nashville, so, like, we're good."
Yeah.
The only places in the airport were burger places, and I was like, "You know what? Kinda
I'm gonna do
craving a
it.
burger. Like, I haven't had a I'm gonna do this." So we went to the burger place and I got a smash burger because I was like, "Well, it's, like, thin
Yeah.
and not so big," and I
Yeah.
just had cheese and lettuce on it, and I said, "I'm just gonna have probably about half of this. It's not a big deal." I got probably a quarter into that burger, and I was like,
We're
"Okay,
done.
I'm gonna leave my credit card on the table. Please pay for my meal. I
I
have to
gotta
leave."
go.
Like, it was the worst feeling in my stomach. I didn't know if I was going to vomit all over myself or need to
Ugh.
buy a new pair of pants at the airport, but, like,
It's
I
gonna
was like,
go down.
this is not good." So I just had to go and, like, lay in a chair, and the person I was traveling with was like, "Are you okay?" And I was like,
It'll
this
pass.
is horrific. So,
Yeah.
like, it wasn't full on dumping syndrome, which can be anything from sweating, feeling nauseous, throwing up. You can have obviously like bowel issues. You can
Yeah.
feel like you're going to pass out, but you won't
Super
pass out, be
dizzy.
jittery.
Yeah.
The pain
Yeah.
and the instant bloating in my stomach, I was in so much discomfort. I hated it. And I was like, okay, I know instantly why. It's too fatty. The
Mhm.
only beef I keep in this
Greasy.
house is extra, extra lean ground beef, like 98% extra,
Yeah.
extra lean. From the cheese to the grill to the whatever, it was
Grease
too
and fat,
fatty.
yeah.
Yep. And I was like, okay, I will never be doing this again. Like, it's
I
like
understand.
an electrical shock. You will not do it again. I know I say that and have tried ice cream 3 times, but, I kinda
Thanks for
convince
thinking.
myself each time I'm gonna be okay.
Yeah.
I am, in fact, never okay when I have ice cream. But yeah, it's just things like that.
You
So
you learn, right?
you'll learn,
I can't wait to have
but you
beef.
won't miss it. So it's
No.
not like I'm sitting here going, "Oh, I can't have pizza." Like, I do what Steph does. I take my low carb tortillas and I've made pizza.
Yeah.
I've made the cottage cheese pizza bowls. Like,
Oh,
I
that's
know
a
people are gonna be
regular.
like, "Hannah, cottage cheese pizza bowl is
I eat it
not
every
pizza."
I eat
It's
it
not,
every week.
but I don't miss like, I'm not sitting here mourning the loss of pizza. I'm not sitting here craving rice. Like, truthfully, people are like, "Well, there's a little bit of rice with it." And I'm like, "No, I'm good." Like, I don't want the rice. I
You
don't
don't
wanna
once
eat
you
it.
eliminate things for a certain amount of time, it's funny how you don't crave them or you don't miss them. Like,
Yes,
sure, a
like
slice of
sugar.
cheesy pizza, would be fantastic, but like you said, I'm not sitting here every day going, "Oh my god, I want pizza. Oh my god, I want pizza."
Pizza.
I haven't had pizza in almost 6 months.
I haven't had pizza
Like,
in a year and 9
yeah,
months.
right? Like, would is a cheesy piece of pizza great? Yeah.
Uh,
But am I, like,
depends.
losing sleep over it? No. The thing that I can't wait for is beef. I am what day is it?
Beef.
20
Now,
days, 19 days, and I can have beef.
beef
Yeah.
really fucking upsets my stomach now.
I'm very curious to see
Yeah.
what happens when I try it.
I think
Um,
just go lean. I think the
yeah.
problem was
Oh,
that,
yeah.
like, you can't have red meat for 6 months, so you're really eating chicken, like, which I love chicken, thank
Yeah.
Christ,
Been
or
chicken
shrimp,
and turkey.
but, like, beef in general is
It's
hard on
heavy.
people's digestive system. Like,
Yes.
even before surgery,
It's heavy for me.
yeah,
Always. If I
doesn't
had
sit the
beef,
best.
ground beef was okay, but, like, steaks, I was never a big steak eater because it always sat heavy with me. I always
Yes.
felt like just meat sweaty afterwards. So
Yeah.
I'm very curious
It's rough.
to see it because I
It's
like
good, but rough.
post surgery, I was a hamburger girl. Like my favorite thing was barbecuing hamburgers. Multiple like at
Yep,
least once a week.
yep.
So I'm very curious. I'm not gonna get my hopes up, but
Well,
I'm very curious. And
I make
we buy
burgers.
fresh, yeah, right. And we buy fresh beef. We either buy a cow at a time from a
Yeah,
local farm or we buy fresh ground beef from the farm kind of thing. But yes,
yep.
I'm very curious. I have 19 days left until
You'll be good.
I can
You'll
have
be good.
ham, so I can have pork
I love
and
pork. I love pork.
There is a so we have a local butcher shop in town that makes the best. I've never been a huge pork fan,
Okay.
didn't like pork chops, never
Okay.
bought them, but there is a butcher in town, a local little butcher, that makes the most incredible, I will bring you some next time, amazing smoked pork chops.
Oh,
Like,
yep, done. Sign me
they
up.
phenomenal,
Okay.
and Devin and the girls have had them a few times since surgery, and that like, that is the one pork thing
Okay.
where I sit there and I'm like, "Oh my god, I can't wait, I can't wait."
So good.
So
We
I'm
all have
very
that one
curious,
thing.
right? I'm very curious, or like when Devin
I
makes pulled pork and cooks it all day long, and the whole
Yeah.
house just smells so good of pulled pork, and I sit there with my turkey and chicken roll up while they eat their pulled pork.
Soon
Um,
enough. You'll be
yeah,
having it soon enough.
19 days, but
19 days.
we didn't talk about what we do with our plain Greek yogurt.
Oh, yeah. So, okay, the reason I buy plain and flavored is when I wanna have yogurt, with, like, berries, and I'm gonna make homemade granola. I'll share the recipe when I get it right. I want flavor. Because plain Greek yogurt, she's tart and
Oh,
thick, and
can't do
she's
it.
like paste.
Think it's gross.
But I take my plain Greek yogurt and, I use it when I'm baking.
Mhm.
Um, I have a good recipe I'll talk about after. I add it to soup, as if it's
Yes.
basically I use plain like
Yes.
sour cream. So if I'm making any type of soup, I
Me
put it
too.
in, and now you have a really thick, kind of creamy soup.
Yep.
I also make dip with it. So, like I
Mhm.
mentioned a few times, I still make nachos, and I know people are going to be like, "What the fuck?" Yep,
Yeah.
I can't eat a lot,
Yep.
so I make a small little amount, and I put tons of chicken on it. Like, I go and get
Yes.
shredded chicken, and it's
Yes.
basically a pound of shredded chicken, broccoli, green peppers, veggies, and just some chips under, and then I get the low-fat cheese.
Right.
I then dip it in Greek yogurt,
Yes.
plain, that I mix with Trader Joe's everything but the elote seasoning
Yep.
and a little bit of salsa.
Yep.
And now I have, like, a crazy high protein little dip.
Yep.
And again, I'm making, my quarter cup serving. So it's
Right.
not like before when I'd buy dips and then all of a sudden be like,
It's
I've
like
eaten half this friggin' container, which, like, next time you look at dips, and I hate to ruin
oh,
them for you,
they're the
we're
worst.
talking like hundreds of calories for 2 tablespoons,
They're
sometimes
the
2
worst.
teaspoons
Yeah.
of dip. So I can eat this whole quarter cup, and I'm like, "Ooh, the protein I'm getting out of this,
Right?
plus the tons of
Such
chicken
a
on
good
top of
swap
it,
for
and
sour
a little
cream.
bit of the low fat cheese." Like, my nachos are now, like, I don't know, 2 something in calories, like,
Right?
versus, 1,000 calories to have restaurant nachos. So I use it for baking. I use it to make dips. And basically anywhere that you'd use sour cream or even mayo, I just substitute plain Greek yogurt.
Have you ever done the Jello?
Oh, yeah. So I've
I make the
mixed.
Jello with the Greek
Yeah.
yogurt. Yeah, so you buy
Yes.
sugar-free Jello, and then
Yes.
you put your hot water in like you normally would, you dissolve it, and then instead of cold water, you do plain Greek yogurt.
Yep.
It sounds so messed up. I was terrified to try it. I was mixing it because at first it gets, like, clumpy until it smooths out, and I remember sitting there mixing it being like, "No,
What have I
no,
done?
no, no, this is
Nope.
no."
It's so
Can I
good.
tell you it's so phenomenal? You end up with a creamy Jello, like a not
Yeah, like
creamy,
a
it's still
cherry or strawberry. Oh,
smooth. It's like a smooth Jello. It still gets Jello-y, right? But it's like a creamy Jello. It's so
mhm.
good. And sugar-free, hits
Yeah.
that sweet tooth, hits that dessert craving, but there's another
I will
good part.
pre-mix little baggies. I feel like I'm a Jello pusher over here, but I'll pre-mix little baggies of, like, the strawberry Jello with
Yep.
the sugar-free cheesecake pudding mix,
Yes.
and every now and then I'll get the single serve Greek yogurts, and I'll
Yep.
just put a tablespoon
That's
in
yep,
and
me
mix
too.
it really well so that it's not super grainy, but you mix and mix and mix and mix, and now you have this strawberry
Yeah.
cheesecake, like, whip, and I can say that because it's a cheesecake flavor,
Right.
so it
Yeah.
actually tastes like
I do it with
cheesecake.
chocolate, sugar-free pudding, or
Chocolate fudge.
butterscotch. Yeah, and make like a Greek yogurt pudding.
Oh, yeah.
But it's such a good staple to have put it in smoothies. Yeah, I put it in soups, like, I make, my family loves butternut squash soup, and so I'll
Oh,
use
yeah.
the Greek yogurt to thicken it. I
Mhm.
put it in,
I put it
I
in mashed
made
potatoes.
yep, I do that too. I made like a meat like a bolognese sauce the other
Oh,
day
yeah,
for them.
yeah,
I put
yeah.
that in there to make it like a
Mhm.
rosé sauce. I hide it in everything.
Oh,
Um,
yeah. I
it's
make,
such a good swap out. for sour cream.
caramelized onion chicken. Like, I make caramelized
Yep.
onions, my cube chicken, and then I use Greek yogurt to make it, like, thick
Yeah.
and creamy.
I made the shawarma chicken from, Shred
Shred
Happens.
happens. Love
That
him.
gets marinated in Greek yogurt with a bunch of spices. I make
That's
lamb
good.
dip with it. Honestly, it is just one of those things that everybody should always have
Yeah.
in their fridge, I
It's
think.
it's not a hard swap. Like,
Yep.
honestly,
It's the same
start
tartness as sour
making the
cream.
swap now. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's way less calories, way better for you. A great dip alternative too is because we're very big like appetizer fans in my family, and anytime we gather, we want to have dips and things. One that I have found is you get PB2 and
Yeah.
you mix PB2 with Greek yogurt and you get this like fluffy peanut butter dip
So good.
and then serve it with like apples or whatever
Mhm.
you want to dip in it. But like I'm obsessed with
It's so
making
good.
the peanut butter fluff. Like
Yeah.
friggin' delicious.
It's so good. I
It's
totally agree.
super delicious. If you have a Ninja Creamy, I mean, get out of town. You're going to be making the best frozen yogurt all winter, all winter, Jesus, all summer.
Whatever
Um,
season it is.
yeah. Okay. So as we wrap up here, two questions for us. What are our favorite products that we kind of are like, okay, let's say five or
Okay.
less, so that we're not here for another hour. Five or less favorite food
Staple product?
products.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not the like we get this every time at the grocery store. This is like the I go out of my way to buy these products
Okay.
when I can. And then what are the tools or appliances that
Oh
you
my
kind of
goodness.
swear by? I'll give you time to think. I'll start
Okay.
with appliances.
That's the hard one. I got the products, but what are my
My
appliances?
dog is being a nuisance on this
Oh,
podcast
Mr.
recording.
Bo.
Yeah, Mr.
Oh,
Bo over in the corner. So my go-to appliances for post-bariatric surgery, and I understand that like some of these are not going to be inexpensive. So I recommend these, save up for them. I do think they are worth investing in.
yep.
The number one thing is a Ninja Creamy. We're not sponsored by
If
anybody.
you want to, I don't have one, that'd be
I
great.
would love it. Ninja sponsor us. I'd love to try
Yeah.
your new one. Hi, Bo. The Ninja Creamy was a super big game changer because, especially in the first year, clearly I have a crippling ice cream addiction.
Yep.
I just wanted desserts and sweet treats and things
Yeah.
because, like, I was kicking my sugar habit of like the last 30 plus years.
Right.
I love it. Like, I made the best protein ice cream, and being able to eat that whole container for like under 200 calories with the best,
Yeah.
and it's not, I find the ones you buy in the grocery store
Yes.
super upset my stomach that they're
Yeah.
keto and you shouldn't be on a keto diet. It's super high in fat, pumped
Yep.
full of things that just did not sit well in my stomach. So I would make tons of great recipes with my Ninja Creamy. I cannot recommend that enough. An immersion blender, because especially in the
Okay.
soft food and pureed stage, a blender in itself is fine, but like you just want a handheld stick to like make your soups super clear. I've used it for protein sometimes. So get an immersion blender, get a milk frother. Protein powder is the most notoriously hard thing to mix up. It does not
Yep.
mix well in cold. It clumps and clusters in hot. So, like a milk frother is the only way I have found to blend these. You put them in a cup with a little water, you whip it, and then you put it into whatever you're trying to drink. So, Ninja Creamy, immersion blender, milk frother, and then this one's gonna be weird. An ice maker. I know that's called a
Okay.
freezer for most people, but I bought a tabletop
Yep.
ice maker and it amplified how much water I was drinking. I like cold water. Some people don't, but I was struggling to drink water, struggling to drink water. I wouldn't drink it if I didn't have ice. I continuously ran out of room in my freezer for trays. And so I just bit the bullet and bought it. And I fly through drinks
Yes.
now. It's way better for making protein coffee. Boom,
Yep.
wicked quick. So I highly recommend a tabletop ice maker. It has just completely changed how much I drink in a good way.
They are super handy. I agree.
So I didn't have 5. Those are my top 4 that
Okay.
I use consistently every single day. Well, with the exception of the Ninja Creamy.
Yeah.
In the
But
summer,
your
it's like once a
go-tos.
week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's good. The immersion blender is a good one. For me, air fryer.
Oh, shit.
I
Yeah,
use
that's my
my
5th.
air yeah, I use my air fryer multiple days a week. It used
Yeah,
to be
that's
up
good.
on, like, a top shelf in our kitchen, and now it's been moved down to counter, because
That's
it gets
good.
used so often.
That's a good one.
This is not an appliance, but I bought a blender, like a blender not a blender cup. I think it's called blender ball or something, but it's one of those, like, shaker cups that has the little
Oh,
metal
the metal
ball,
ball.
that
Yep.
thing, whatever that's called.
Yep.
One of those. I use that, every day for
Yep.
my protein coffee, except now I'm gonna do an experiment. I posted on social today. I'm
Yep.
cutting it out of my morning. Now, I have I have Premier Protein in here,
Yes.
because which is a good reminder, it's 10:30 and I have not taken any of my vitamins yet.
Mm.
I find that I need protein the Premier Protein or some sort of protein drink to take my vitamins, or I get nauseous. I don't know why. But anyway,
Yep.
so I use that for my protein coffee or anything with protein powder.
Okay.
So blender ball thing, whatever it's called,
Yep.
air fryer. Um, Not an appliance either, but a large insulated
Oh,
travel water jug,
yes.
mug, whatever. I have a Stanley. Use
Yep.
whatever brand you want. And it's gotta be one like mine has, not a side handle, it's got a top handle, like a carry one, but
Oh,
it's gotta be
nice.
something that I can carry with me around the house or room to room, because if
Yes.
I don't have it in front of me, I will not drink it.
100%.
I will not drink it. Another thing for me that I've used a lot lately is, I don't even know what you call it, but a teapot with a steeper in it to make
Oh,
steep
yeah.
tea.
Okay.
My tea consumption has skyrocketed since surgery.
Nothing wrong with that.
No, I don't like coffee anymore. I can't drink coffee anymore. I can drink a little bit of decaf, like this is decaf, but it's also like a decent amount of Premier Protein. Like I think I put a quarter of a Premier Protein in there this morning because I knew I
Okay.
needed more vitamins. But I can't drink coffee anymore. I think it's disgusting. I used to
Okay.
drink 2 or 3 a day.
Okay.
Again, your taste buds change. Now I think it's
They
gross.
do. I'm up
Yeah.
to a 2 a day habit with
So
coffee. So,
I bought a nice big glass tea pot with,
okay.
like a steeper thing in it, and I buy loose leaf tea, and I make a bit like a full pot of tea, and even
Okay.
if it's cold, I let it sit on the counter, and I drink that throughout the day.
I like it.
Yeah, so that has been something that has been new since surgery, but gets a lot
Okay.
of use in our house. I don't know if
I
that's
like
why,
it.
but
That's you're g it's
those
good.
are my
Those are
latest.
your staple, like, appliances.
And my vitamin
A
my old
3
lady vitamin containers. I have
Mine
2
are
of these,
equally as old.
right?
Yes,
That's
and
been a must. The
you
3
need a
day
3 pill
like,
container.
yeah, it's got morning, middle of the day, and night. I have 2 of these, so I do 2-week rotations at a time. That's a must.
Because
That's a
there's
must.
some things that you just can't take together. Magnesium, calcium, or no, that's a bad example. But there's things that you just can't take together.
Yeah,
Plus, you don't
and
wanna be
if
taking
I don't
15
have
pills.
this, I'll forget what I took,
Mhm.
and I won't
Same.
remember, "Did I take this morning?" I don't know, I have old lady brain, so that is a must, not an
Don't be
appliance.
bad with your vitamins. We'll do a whole episode where I talk about how bad I've been with my vitamins and
Hannah,
the side
Hannah,
effects.
Hannah.
I know.
Yeah.
I know. Okay, so we'll end with like the top 5 things that we are absolutely obsessed with. That they're not necessarily grocery staples because you don't go through them quickly, or again, you'll see why maybe they're not a
I'm gonna
grocery
take my
staple.
vitamins while you talk, just
Okay,
I'm gonna be a
so
good bariatric patient.
good. Take your
You do your
vitamins.
5 while I vitamin.
The 5 products that I absolutely cannot live without since having bariatric surgery: the low carb tortillas
Yep,
from the United States.
yep.
Very sorry, Canadians. Very, very sorry. Maybe one of you will creatively figure out how to make them here. They're called Mission Carb. They have two brands that are kind of the same, low carb tortillas,
Yeah,
and they range from 20 calories to 50 calories per tortilla based on size. They are so soft, so fluffy, so friggin' delicious,
yeah,
and you will not find the equivalent in Canada. By comparison, like an average tortilla is like 140 calories for a large tortilla, and they've made the same tortilla for 70. So these have become a staple. They freeze well, they taste amazing. I am obsessed with them.
yeah,
Built bars, you've heard us
yeah.
say it before. I have yet to find a protein bar that is even remotely close to tasting as good as these built bars. They're like a marshmallow covered in chocolate. If you microwave them, you get a creamy, gooey dessert
Yep,
that literally is
so good.
chocolate. It's got the best macros I've ever seen. That's my problem is some of these protein bars are 300 calories. Built bars are 150 for
They're
like
so
17 to 20
perfect.
grams of protein.
Yeah.
You cannot tell me that there's a protein bar that tastes the same as that. I've tried them all. They're
Nope.
all horrible compared to Built bars. Um, Gatorade powder.
Mhm.
Gatorade Zero individual serving powder electrolytes. I keep those with me and I drink them just like adamantly because you are going to hit a point where plain water you just can't do. But if I put the Gatorade powder in there, I get electrolytes and I pound it like you wouldn't believe. I drink the crap out of it. So I keep the blue raspberry, the orange, and the white
Okay.
sugar free Gatorade Zero electrolyte powders. always in my house.
Okay.
Edamame Go. I think it's called Go Beans is the
Yep.
brand. You can get them on
Every
Amazon.
day.
They come in dill pickle,
Every
sriracha,
day.
sour cream and onion, salt and vinegar, nacho, which is the best, ranch. They are individual serving sizes of dry roasted edamame, flavored so incredibly deliciously. 100 calories, 11 grams of protein. I always have them in my kitchen as a quick grab and go. I don't fly through them as much, so they're not on my grocery list, but I consistently have those and can't see a world where I
Nope.
just don't have those. And then the very, very last thing that is just like, don't know how I'm gonna make it if I don't have this, is the barely breaded chicken nuggets.
Uh-huh.
There's something about bariatric surgery where we all just seem to love chicken nuggets all of a sudden, but these are, barely breaded. Now, good news, Canadians, you can get these in Canada. Costco makes their own brand, but it's basically chunks of pure white chicken breast that is barely breaded, but still gives you that illusion of it being like a chicken nugget.
Yes.
The macros are insanely amazing on these. Like the protein is through the roof. The calories, I think it's like 70 calories for
It's
three. And
ridiculous.
these are chunks. They're not nuggies. They're
For sure.
chunks.
Yeah.
And it's like 70, 80 calories for I think like 19 grams of protein. So those are my staples. Gatorade powder, Built bars, the low carb mission tortillas,
Yeah.
the chicken nuggets, forgot what the other one was that I talked about. But like those are my staples. The edamame, the
Yes.
edamame.
Yes.
Those are what I absolutely would like travel hours because I used to. I would drive hours to the US to get almost every single one of those things.
Yeah.
And getting rid of the tortillas and built bars has been an immense struggle in my life given what's going on in the US. If we have any US listeners who would like to send me a box of tortillas or built bars, I will pay handsomely. Um, I've not found an equivalent to those in Canada, and it's been very hard to meal prep without them.
Agreed. Agreed. We're gonna have some overlap.
That's okay.
The edamame, so I have 4 boxes of them in my kitchen right now. The crappy part is my family has now discovered them and
Oh
enjoys them
no.
too. I know. So
Hands
we
off.
are flying through them now. So I do need to order more. But I have those every day. They are
Okay.
on my like they're programmed into my Fitness Pal as a snack every day.
Every day.
Then they're great for on the go. Like I always have them in the car.
Mhm.
Edamame beans for sure.
Yep.
Baby bells.
Oh,
Baby bells. That's a big one. That's 2. 3 is summer fresh roasted red pepper dip.
oh yeah.
I talked about this on a podcast before. That is my
Yes.
salad dressing. That is my dip. That is my condiment. That is my everything. The calories on this are so low. It's like 30 calories for 2 tablespoons, which is plenty. You
Wow.
can have the whole container for 200 calories.
That's insane.
So that I will go out of my like I'll go grocery shopping on one side of town
Yep.
and then I will drive to a grocery store on another side of town because the grocery shopping store doesn't have the dip and
Yep.
I know this one does. So that's one. Um oh my gosh, what's another one? I've got what did I say?
You
Edamame
have the
beans,
summer fresh, the
summer
edamame,
fresh,
the baby
baby bell,
bells.
pickles.
Okay.
Pickles. If it's not
Okay.
pickles, it's pickled something. Pickled
Okay.
beans, pickles. I love or like sauerkraut,
Okay.
something pickled.
Okay.
Devin thinks I'm crazy because I will eat sauerkraut with a fork out of out of the
I
jar.
love sauerkraut though.
Me too. I
It's
can't do
so
it.
good.
And then the nuggets. I am out. I'm out of the nuggets, and it hurts my heart. I haven't tried the Costco ones.
They're okay.
My next Costco trip, I will buy those, but I am now out of the other ones, and it is a sad thing to open the fridge and not see them because I they were such a staple.
Yeah.
Like you said, low calorie, high protein. I would put them in mission carb tortillas. I would put them on
Ugh,
just by themselves.
the tortillas. If
Right?
there
I
was
would
one
make little
thing
wraps with them. They were just so
so good.
handy.
I could give up everything but those tortillas because
I still
cannot
have some, so I'm okay. In
I
my free
can't
I've
put
still got some in my freezer.
I bought a bunch in Nashville. I'm a bad Canadian, but
Good.
I
No,
packed
that's
my
great.
suitcase 20 bags of them. But
Yeah,
like
I know.
I cannot meal prep. Like we don't like we said we don't have bread. We don't really have any good low carb options that taste good here. These are so insanely easy to meal prep with. So if I had to take one thing only that I could it's the tortillas. I could give up the
Fair.
rest. Built
Yep,
bars have been rough, but
it has
the
been
tortillas are one of the biggest staples in my successful meal planning, and I'm struggling not being able to get them. So Let us know, Canadians. Have
right?
you found some very
We have
good,
some.
soft, low carb tortillas? Don't come here and tell me about the one from Costco. It's not good.
Yeah,
Um, if you get a chance to try the ones from the States, you'll know what I mean. These mission carb, low carb
so
tortillas
good.
should not taste as good as they do. Like I ate them plain. There was a point in time where I was like, I'm gonna just have one of these.
They're really good.
So let us know.
Yep.
Or again, if we have a lovely American
Who
listener,
wants to
we'll
send
give you our
some?
PO box.
Mhm.
Send
Oh,
them our way. But those are our staples. You'll notice that none of our staples are protein powder
no.
because we truly subscribe to whatever is cheap and available at your grocery store is what you should get. We've tried multiple brands. They all don't taste the way that they don't taste like what they show on the label. You're going to see everybody promoting clean, simple protein or good protein in Canada. They don't really taste as good as you think. They taste a lot like sweetener. They never really nail the flavor. So we've taste tested a bunch and just trust us, just get whatever's easier at the grocery store, whether it's Premier or Fairlife. They all kind of taste the same. Go with what's affordable. There is no perfect protein powder. And that's why none of us throughout this entire podcast, neither of us spoke about the protein powder we have to have.
No.
Nope.
Nope. There you go. There's our staples. There's our
Okay, so
answer.
that's our food episode. We'll keep trying to share recipes and things that we make, but hit us up. What are your favorite staples post surgery? What are things that you're kind of excited to try? Have you found a protein powder that's just so good? Remember, if you're pre surgery, what tastes good now will not taste the same post surgery. So please do not go and buy what we just told you about and load your kitchen up because you will come out of surgery and literally not be able to eat and drink things that you loved or liked before surgery. So do not stock up at all on
No.
things like we can't stress this enough because I did it and then threw 90% of it out.
Yeah. Staples.
So wait.
Agreed.
Cool.
Love it.
Well, we'll see you next week where I think we're going to do another fun episode about bucket lists.
Yes.
So
Love it.
we're going to talk about everything that we can't wait to do or that we've already done after surgery. But thank you to each and every single one of you. And we can't wait to see you next Monday.
Awesome. See you next week. Thanks, guys.
Bye, Steph.
Bye.